Welcome to another Hoops Your Daddy. I'm your host, Liv Moods, and there is so much to discuss when it comes to the Denver Nuggets. I was just talking to one of my producers about the possibilities of what the Nuggets have to offer, what they've done in free agency, and there's a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of mixed feelings right now. I took to Twitter after hearing about the Russell Westbrook rumors. I took to Twitter and I said, unpopular opinion, I love the idea of Westbrook in Denver. And boy, did you guys have a lot to say about that. I had a lot of people who agreed with me. I had a lot of people that thought this is why you shouldn't have a mic in front of your mouth. Well, too bad, so sad. Here we are. Happy Tuesday. I'm here with a mic in front of my mouth and we have a lot to talk about. I am hoping that by the end of this show, you will see what I see in bringing Westbrook to Denver. Is this a confirmed situation? No, it is not. It is still rumored. We don't know if Russell Westbrook is headed to Denver just yet. We honestly don't know what the hell the Nuggets are planning on doing, period, because they have been radio silent in this free agency frenzy, and it's making me want to hurl. Okay, everybody's making these big moves. The West is starting to look a little extra scary. The East is looking even scarier. What is going on? I don't know. I'm still waiting on the Nuggets to do something. I am begging you, Nuggets, do something, okay? Because what you have done so far makes me ill, okay? Let's talk about what's been done so far. No Gillespie, no Jackson, no KCP. What does that mean? Well, we have no backup point guard, and our defense is gone. Okay, yes. Makes me sick to my stomach. So I'm waiting for that aha moment of Calvin. We should have trusted you from the jump. You knew what you were doing. You had this whole thing set in motion. Your plan was perfect. We're not there yet. I'm still trying to figure out what the plan is. What are we doing? Should I panic? Should I chill the F out? I don't know, but I'm freaked out right now. Because everyone seems to be making moves and the Nuggets are just not, okay? And I've seen a lot of people take to Twitter to say the Nuggets regression is finally here. Yes, they're washed. They're crumbling. The dynasty's over. Stop it. Quit it. Mostly because it hurts my feelings and it stresses me out because maybe you're right. I don't know, but I don't want to think that way, okay? So what's up, chat? Welcome to Hoops Your Daddy. Happy to have you guys here. Make sure you're in the chat. Let me know you're here. Drop any comments, any questions, whatever. We'll talk through them. But let's start with where are the Nuggets right now? Okay? If we were to talk about this Nuggets roster right now in this very moment, here's what you've got. You've got Jamal Murray as the starting point guard. And at this point, you probably have CB, Christian Braun, coming off what was the bench, but now starting potentially as a shooting guard because who's your small forward? Well, MPJ. Okay. Then you've got the power forward in Aaron Gordon and the center in Nikola Jokic. Now, where's the depth? Well, I'm afraid there is none. Right now, your backup point guard options are Trey Alexander, a rookie, or Jalen Pickett. Okay. What do we do? What do we do? I'm terrified. What do we do? So the backup point guard, problem right now. Big problem, okay? What do we do about Christian Braun? Is he worthy of a starting position? I think CB has a lot of flipping potential. I think he could get there. Do I think he's there right now? I don't, I fear. But I actually don't think there's another option. I think CB is the option. I think CB will be a starter next season. MPJ, obviously a starter. However, at one point, it was rumored through the grapevine that when the Nuggets were maybe considering Paul George as a part of this Denver Nuggets team, the trade included MPJ and Zeke Naji and some draft picks. Ultimately decided that they liked their draft picks a little too much and weren't going to do that. I do think the Denver Nuggets know how to draft. I will tell you, I will say that much. So Paul George wasn't the answer. That's fine. He's also an injury liability. We have enough of those as is. We don't need more. If you guys missed my show earlier, I talked a little bit about the Paul George trade. And essentially, I like Paul George. I think he made the 76ers a whole lot better. But is he going to play? I don't know. His last 5 seasons, the only 5 seasons he played with the Clippers, he averaged 52.6 games per season. Hello, where'd you go? Missing in action. He's an injury liability. That's a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. So Paul George is great. He's going to be making a little over $50 million a year with the 76ers. But is he going to play? That I don't know. He's 34. And he just got a max contract. And his body is often broken. What do we do? Don't know. So if the Nuggets pass on Paul George, not overly mad about that. He's older. He's not getting any younger. He's injury prone. And he costs a lot. Okay? Fair. Moving on. MPJ is still part of our starting lineup, and I'm thankful for that. He's unique in the sense that he can shoot and he has size. Okay? He can do a little bit of both. He is the last, in my opinion, one of the last strands of defense left in our starting five now that we don't have KCP. I don't want to talk about that for too much longer because it will make me want to hurl. As you guys know, I said on the last Hoops Your Daddy episode, losing KCP to me would be detrimental. I still believe that. I still believe this is not a good situation. And if you haven't been on social media and you didn't see this little piece of information, KCP's wife is airing the Denver Nuggets dirty laundry like it's her job. There was an Instagram post by a Nuggets fan account or a news account that basically implied the Denver Nuggets offered KCP just about the same thing as the Magic. As sports fans, what do we take that as? I'll tell you what I took it as. He doesn't want to be here. And as a sports fan, as a Nuggets fan, that hurt my feelings. Why do you want to leave? Why? You've made comments that you want to be here forever. So it immediately changes the focus from what is our front office doing to KCP doesn't want to be here, so bye, see ya. Front offices often do this. Let's take the attention and the blame off of ourselves and let's place it on the player. Well, we offered him the same thing as the Magic. Well, here's one thing I know for a fact. It is really hard to shut a woman up. Guilty, okay? Super hard. So this post implied that the Nuggets matched the Magic's offer and KCP didn't want it. She commented on this post and said, false. Oh, excuse me? I need a little bit more tea, Miss Girl, because what does that mean? Well, what I take that to mean is that the Nuggets did not offer KCP the same thing and probably weren't willing to pay KCP what he wanted to stay. Fair. Just say that. Grow a pair of you-know-whats and say that. Say, hey, we had money. We didn't want to spend it there because guess what? We've got to pay Aaron Gordon next season. We can't afford to lose him. So we didn't want to spend our money on KCP who's getting old and we want to invest in our younger guys. Okay, say that. But let's not frame it like KCP got the same offer and then chose to go somewhere else because I'm not sure that's what happened. Per the comment on the Instagram post, it sounds like there's maybe some stuff that we don't know about that happened between KCP and the Nuggets front office, which we know this business. It's a business for the Nuggets and it's a business for KCP. He's got to chase his bag and the Nuggets have to chase a championship. You got to make big time business decisions, and that is the world we live in sports. And in a star-driven league like the NBA, these players are allowed to be selfish. And if KCP wasn't getting what he wanted, getting older, could get injured, you got to look at the bank and say, where am I the most comfortable? Where's my family the most comfortable? He'd made a decision for himself, and that's fine. I just don't like when front offices frame it like the player got everything they wanted and turned it down. 90% of the time, I'm pretty sure that's not how it happens. So very interesting tea there to see his wife get on social media and say, that's cap. Quit with the lies. Quit with the cappage. Liar, liar, pants on fire. So I'm not sure what kind of conversations KCP had behind closed doors, but what I do know is we lost our defense when we lost KCP. Big concern. Super big. Yeah, super big. Wasn't excited about that. Defense wins championships. We know this. Check out the Boston Celtics. How you doing? It matters. And KCP was that guy. That defensive player of the game chain, yeah, he had a lot of those. So we're going to have to figure something out from a defensive perspective when it comes to our starting five. Besides that, KCP did what was best for him. I wish him nothing but the best. I loved having him as a Denver Nugget, and I will be sad that he's no longer here. But wipe your tears, baby girl. Time to move on. What are we doing? What's the starting five? And what are we doing in free agency? Nuggets, I'm talking to you. What's going on? I would love to know. At this point, I'm getting stressed out. So, rumor has it, Westbrook to Denver. Now, I know the trauma, the PTSD of hearing Russ to Denver. If you are a Denver fan, I understand. It hurts. It actually sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Feels like a knife in the heart. Okay? Russ to Denver. I'm queasy just saying it out loud. Maybe this one's different, okay? And by the end of this show, I'm hoping you can open your mind a little bit to the idea of Russell Westbrook, because there is a caveat here, all right? So, I tweeted. I said, unpopular opinion, I love the idea of Westbrook in Denver. That's all I said. And the people were loud, okay? Let me explain. What do the Denver Nuggets need? Depth. Our bench is abysmal right now, in my humble opinion. Depth is mandatory right now for the Denver Nuggets, okay? We need points off the bench. We need energy off the bench. We need effort off the bench. We know Bruce Brown brought something very special to the Nuggets off the bench. We lost him. We felt it. So we need somebody off the bench that can do something. I don't need you scoring 25. I need you to bring effort, energy, and points. Yes, thank you. Last season, Russell Westbrook averaged just under 12 points per game coming off the bench for the Clippers, okay? That's a whole lot more than what the Nuggets saw this year from their bench, okay? Bear with me. Listen up. Russ is capable of doing what the Nuggets need him to do. Now, here is the caveat. I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, best of luck with Russell Westbrook. First of all, salty Lakers and Clippers fans, shut your mouth. Just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean it won't work for us. Quit being a sore loser. Zip it. Clippers, you don't know how to trade. Your front office sucks, so you sit out. Lakers, I don't need to say anything else. Be quiet. Russell Westbrook, to me, has always been a very disrespected and underappreciated player in this league. Now, has he had some bad seasons and some bad games and some bad moments? Yes, he certainly has. But so has Jamal Murray. Oh, I went there. Okay? So I am not one to completely forget about the impact Russell Westbrook has had on this game. This is this is the son, the cousin of Nikola Jokic when it comes to triple doubles. Come on. Something special could be brewing here, but you have to have an open mind, okay? Here's the caveat. Russell Westbrook is not a starter, okay? And if he can understand that, if he can come to Denver and understand his role, which is bench guy, if he knows that, he is a perfect fit for Denver. I feel that way strongly. Now, if Russell Westbrook is having a hard time being second, third best, coming up behind Jamal Murray, starting the game on the bench, we're going to have a problem. That's a chemistry issue. That's a culture issue now that you've got with the Denver Nuggets. But if he can understand his role, he is a perfect fit for Denver. Russ does not need to be a sharp shooter for Denver. He doesn't. All the stat nerds out there, they're like, oh, well, look at how many points he's averaging. He doesn't need to be that guy. Okay? He needs energy, effort, and yeah, score, but we don't need you putting up 25. Let MPJ get hot. When AG does his job, there's no need for Russell to come off the bench and score 20 plus. There's no need for it. But we need the energy. We need someone that can attack the glass. We need playmaking ability, ball handling skills. He has that, okay? He's always had that. But I also think he's been put on teams where that team has desperately needed a shooter off the bench, so Russell didn't work for them. We don't need that from Russ. You don't need to be a sharpshooter. Be a playmaker. Ball handle like you know how to do that I've been watching you do for years and years and years. Attack the glass, bring energy, bring effort, and score some baskets. Period. It's not that hard. He can do that, but he's got to acknowledge that he's a bench guy. If he can acknowledge he's a bench guy, I love it. I love Westbrook in Denver. I love it. The Nuggets don't need him to be a sharp shooter. That's what people are failing to understand. Jokic, need I say more? AG, when he shows up, great. I think CB has a lot of potential, and I do think CB brings an energy and a defense that is workable. Again, I don't think he's at that starter place that I would like him to be a starter for this Nuggets team, but he can get there. I think he's a moldable guy. I think he's a quick learner. He's a coachable player, so I don't worry about that. As long as Russell understands his role, he will be a perfect fit here, and I strongly believe that. And if you don't believe that, I think you're just a salty Clippers or Lakers fans, and you're upset that it never worked out for you. Sorry, most people don't work out in LA. Ha! Hate to break it to you. They don't. Kawhi and Paul George was the largest failed experiment I've ever seen in my flipping lifetime. Ever. The 5 seasons they were together were embarrassing. Failed experiment by the Clippers was Kawhi and Paul George. You get 2 superstars together and you can't do diddly squat with them. So no, I don't expect you to be able to do anything with Russell Westbrook as he continues to age. Are you kidding me? Please. And Lakers, like I said, I don't even need to get into that. Okay? I don't even need to get into that. Your longevity as of late is not superb. I mean, you've got LeBron, but that's because LeBron's the coach. He's not going anywhere. He runs that place. Okay? So, Russell's got to understand his role. If he can do that, I don't fear him being in Denver at all. I really don't. I think he's got what we need off the bench. Russell Westbrook has what Denver needs off the bench. He's not a starter. He's not. And as long as he can understand that, he's a perfect fit. If he thinks he's still got it as a once upon a time superstar, no. I'm sorry. Time to come back down to earth, Russ. You are a phenomenal player with a great legacy, and you have the potential to still do great things, but you're not a starter anymore. We know that, right? I mean, as long as he knows that, we're okay. All right? As long as he knows that, we're okay. So I feel very strongly that Russell Westbrook is a good idea. I do. And if it's worth anything, Nikola Jokic rumor has it, went to the front office to fight for Russell Westbrook. What does that say? What does that say? Because I'm sure he called that front office and they said, is this a butt dial? What's this man calling our phone for? We got a comment from Cedric in the house. West Brick to Westbrook if he joins us, sis. Listen. Again, we don't need him to be Splash Brothers 2.0. We just don't. He's not going to hang with Jamal and MPJ. That shouldn't be the expectation. If that's your expectation, then you're drunk. I mean, seriously, that should not be your expectation of Russell Westbrook. But again, I don't think that's what we need. We don't need that. Attack the glass. Be a playmaker off the bench. Effort, energy, booyah, done. Veteran status, booyah, done. Come on. I mean, bring it. And by the way, we don't have a backup point guard. I mean, we do, but are you thrilled about it? Because I'm not. No offense, Trey Alexander. No offense, Jalen Pickett, but that's what we've got right now? No thanks. No thanks at the moment. So, could be special. I don't know. And what does it mean that Nikola Jokic is going to the front office about Westbrook? And per me doing some research and reading up on it, it's not the first time either. He has expressed interest before. All eyes on you, Calvin. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because now we're paying attention. Every move matters, Calvin. And I about had it with the silence. What are we doing, Nuggets? Everyone around you's making moves. I don't know what we're doing here, but it's starting to freak me out. So my hope and prayer is that the Nuggets have something up their sleeve and they're feeling prepared for what's been happening around them. OKC got really flipping good. They were already good. They were number 1 in the West. They just elevated themselves a little bit in this free agency frenzy. They did. Not so sure the Mavs got any better. No offense. Klay Thompson to the Mavs feels a little bit like Bradley Beal to the Suns. Putting a Band-Aid over a broken bone didn't really address any of the issues you have over there. Where's the defense? Who's playing defense on the Mavs? Is the defense in the room with us? Because I don't think so. They don't need Klay Thompson. I'm not saying Klay Thompson is a bad idea. It just doesn't fix anything. So there's that. Timberwolves will still be great. Clippers are embarrassing. Moving on. Grizzlies may be something when Ja Morant's healthy. I mean, the West is no joke. Do I still believe that the Nuggets have a starting 5 that is capable of hanging with any team in the West? I do. Losing KCP hurts bad. It hurts bad. From a defensive perspective, it hurts bad. I'm not going to freak out yet. You know, I see those graphics all the time on social media. It's like, who's stopping these 3? Like the 76ers when they got Paul George. Who's stopping these 3? I'm like, the doctor's office. The doctor's note that says you can't play. I mean, seriously. The crutches. Like, come on. What do you mean who's stopping these 3? Hello. So there's a lot of overreactions this time of year. They get a good player. They get a good guy. They get a once-upon-a-time superstar. That's my new thing right now. Because what have you done for me lately? Oh, I don't care about your stat sheet from 2021. Don't care. Wish I did, but I don't. What have you done for me lately? It's hard to say anything about what Paul George has done lately because over the last 5 seasons with the Clippers, he hasn't really played a whole lot. What have you done for me lately? Klay Thompson to the Mavs? What have you done for me lately? 0-10 in an elimination game? Yuck. Yucky. Doesn't mean I've forgotten about your absolute dynasty. Your Splash Brothers era. Didn't forget about it because it's iconic. But you're not getting any younger. Same with Westbrook. I get it. There's concern there. But again, Westbrook's not a starter, okay? We're not putting pressure on that guy like that. We can't. Bring Westbrook over here knowing full well he has to understand that he is a bench guy. That's his role. And if he can understand that, then I like it. Come on over. Let's get 2 triple-double kings in Denver. I'm cool with that. But Russ has to know his role. It is not to be a starting point guard for the Denver Nuggets. It's just not. And you won't be. But you will be very differently. You could be similar to what Bruce Brown was for the Nuggets. I'm not saying their play style. I'm not saying from a talent perspective. I'm saying the energy, the effort, and the impact that can come off the bench. Benches matter. We know this. We know this. So, and we saw the Denver Nuggets bench be a problem for them throughout the postseason. Very inconsistent. Holiday, there when he wanted to be, that corner 3 was sweet until it wasn't. And then it's like, what are we doing? Reggie Jackson's minutes about gave me a heart attack 75 times throughout the playoffs. Okay. Peyton Watson, we barely saw. CB was kind of the only one that we felt like we could really put in the rotation on a consistent basis and was doing all right. Not consistently, though. So our bench has been a problem and will continue to be a problem if we don't address it. And who's the backup point guard? My friends, what do we do? Gillespie's gone. Jackson's gone. What do we do? To me, Russell Westbrook plays harder and tougher than Reggie Jackson. So I don't think it's a bad idea. I really don't. He plays bigger, he plays harder than Reggie. And I also think he would play smarter. Reggie Jackson, as much as I loved him, Colorado native, just had a lot of love for him. I mean, I was like this every time he got the ball because I wasn't sure I was going to make it. So there's that. All right, let's get some comments. Chat. How you feeling? How you feeling about what I said? You think I'm a loony bird? You like what you see here? You can see the Westbrook thing working. Where are we at? How do we feel? What's going on? What's Tyler got to say? Tyler says Westbrook is different because he's a bench player and on $4 million a year. LMAO. Exactly. He has the experience, but he's bringing it off the bench. And honestly, I think there's more. There's a lot of players in this league that should be in Westbrook's position. But they get overpaid because they were a once-upon-a-time superstar instead of these franchises thinking, what have you done for me lately? That's all I'm saying. So Westbrook actually is in the position he should be in. He's also in the position that Klay Thompson should probably be in. And probably Bradley Beal as well. I'm just saying. So I'm not mad at it as long as he knows that's what his role is. I think it could be really special. Let's get another comment up there. What are we talking about? We don't have any other options. So Westbrook is it. I mean, that's what it is, guys. What do we do? That's it. And I don't think he's a bad one. I think it could be a lot worse. I really do. I think it could be a whole lot worse, honestly. So we got to remain optimistic. Westbrook has proven to be a team player. Denver's strength is their team-making ability. I agree, Joe, 100%. I have said this, and you guys might call me crazy. You might be like, you're giving this dude way too much credit. You sound ridiculous, and maybe so. But it wouldn't be the first time, and it's not going to be the last. To me, Westbrook is often a product of his environment. Oh, Lakers fans hate to hear it. Oh, no. They hate it. Boo-hoo. I don't care. It's the truth. I really think he's a product of his environment. I think if Westbrook is on a team that really embodies that team mentality, not just talking about it. Yeah, we're about that team, except LeBron's calling every play. What? What do you mean? This isn't a team. It's your team. It's not our team. Okay? It's a little different over here in Denver. We're humble kings. Mostly because we got humbled, but we're humble kings over here, which could be really good for him. Westbrook rebounding and make the pace for fast breaks as a weapon. Amen. All these people tripping about Westbrook in Denver. Listen, it is very rare you get a trade that is just chef's kiss perfect. You won't see it. With Paul George, there's a caveat. Injuries. With Klay Thompson, there's a caveat. Old. 0-10. Elimination game. I mean, there's always something, right? But to me, Westbrook, for the most part, did what he needed to do in his role as a bench player for the Clippers. Can you be mad at the guy? He showed up and did his job. And honestly, the Clippers are a hot damn mess. I don't expect anyone to go over there and play well. You've got two superstars that you've built your entire program around that aren't even playing. So it's just a hodgepodge of a bunch of random guys that have no chemistry whatsoever. We've seen it time and time again with the Clippers, because if it's not both of them being injured, it's one or it's the other, and it's just a mess. If you guys didn't know, I'm about to tell you. I'm about to enlighten you on something, okay? In the 5 seasons that Kawhi and Paul George played together, here's what it looked like. Failed experiment. Here's what it looked like. Lost in the second round. Lost in conference finals with no Kawhi Leonard. Missed playoffs with no Kawhi or Paul George. Lost in the first round with no Kawhi or Paul George. Lost in the first round with no Kawhi. What? And you expect Westbrook to just pop over there and ball out? I mean, hello. What kind of, we have no consistency over there. What are we doing? It's what happens when you build your entire program around 2 guys that can't stay healthy. Not smart. Okay? Not smart. So, and Westbrook with the Lakers? Come on. It's the Lakers. I wouldn't want to play over there either. I'm just kidding. At one point, I feel like playing for the Lakers was a badge of honor. It was the highest badge of honor. And now I just don't know. I don't know if they have what they need to build a dynasty over there again. They have talent, yes. They have skill, yes. But it's not clicking. It's not clicking. So, and Bronny James certainly isn't going to make it click. Newsflash. I don't know if you know that, but I don't think he's the answer. I don't think he's the glue to this broken artifact. I don't think so, unfortunately. So, yeah, I think Westbrook might be a product of his environment. I would be very interested to see him as a part of a team that is all about team. You see that when you watch the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray had some really crappy games in the postseason. Really crappy. Scary bad. He had some scary bad games in the postseason. They're about that team. That could be really good for Westbrook. When he was with the Wizards and it wasn't about being hot shit, he was balling out. Could be something. And to feel wanted by Nikola Jokic might be all it takes. Sure, I'll ride the bench. Nikola Jokic wants me to play with him. Yeah, you got it. And there's potentially a ring in your sights because they've done it before and they have the skeletons and the bones. Could be something. The bench does scare me. But Westbrook would help fix that problem. So, I don't know, you guys. I really fully feel like Westbrook to the Nuggets is not a bad idea. It's just not. And I'm going to stand on that. It's probably an unpopular opinion. I don't care. I don't. Because there are a lot of once upon a time superstars in this league that we pay way more money to that are in starting lineups, that are old and broken, that we keep giving chances to. I'm not going to name names. You're smart. Figure it out. Westbrook, knowing he's a bench guy upon arrival, having that already in his brain and being okay with it, and coming off the bench with energy, effort, and points, attacking the glass, having ball handling skill, playmaking ability. What are we talking about? He plays harder and bigger than Reggie Jackson. So that's an upgrade right there. What are we upset about? I'm not upset about it, actually. I like it. I do. I really do. I've also always been a fan of Westbrook, and I've always felt like Westbrook is just a disrespected player in this league. And I think that we've seen before players that just need to be on the right team to make things happen. It's not an excuse, but I do think that Russell Westbrook did what he needed to do for the Clippers last year. The Clippers are just a hot damn mess. So we could sit there and badger what Westbrook did or didn't do with the Clippers, but at the end of the day, they're just a mess over there. So that I'm just choosing to ignore. And the Lakers, that's a tough team to play for. Because it's LeBron's team you're playing for right now, which is not a knock on LeBron, but he runs that place. So you don't see eye to eye with LeBron. You're not clicking with LeBron. Yeah, good luck. Sayonara. It's that easy. He has to snap his fingers and you're gone. Okay? Or snap his fingers and you're there. Hello, Bronny James. Welcome aboard. Just saying. So, there you go. I am excited about it if it happens. That being said, Calvin, we are all watching your every single move, and I would love for you to do something because you're feeling awfully quiet over there, and I don't love that for us. There's a lot of things happening in free agency right now in the NBA, and we're awfully quiet over here as Nuggets fans, and I don't love it. So let's maybe do something? ? Would love that. Anyway, you guys, this has been another Hoops Your Daddy, talking all things free agency as it pertains to the Denver Nuggets. Thank you, KCP, for everything that you did as a Denver Nugget. Thank you, Reggie Jackson. Gillespie we didn't get to see much of, but wishing him all the best with the Suns, I believe. Two-way contract with the Suns. So, all eyes on the front office. What are they going to do? What is the move? What is the plan? If it's Westbrook, let's make it happen, okay? So that I can start getting excited about it. Not to mention we got Holmes. That's a really exciting rookie addition. I think that's going to be great. We've got a lot of things going here. I think Westbrook is probably that final piece. And if we can't make that happen, well, then I don't particularly know if I can watch games next year for a little bit. I'm going to need to be taking a lot of yoga classes and getting in my namaste era because, excuse me, what? Appreciate you guys so much. Damn, I just tuned in. You're about to end the show. I'm late, LOL. You can rewatch it on YouTube as well as Twitter. We'll post it for you. You can give it a watch. But yes, we are wrapping things up here. I appreciate you guys so much. We will be back every week talking Denver Nuggets. So if you are like, I love the NBA, but the NBA is not happening right now, there is still plenty to talk about. And we're going to be bringing you coverage for the NBA, specifically for the Denver Nuggets, like twice a week moving forward. So you will have plenty of Denver Nuggets talk from here on out. And then you'll start seeing me talk about the Broncos and the NFL and all things sports. So we've got a lot to offer. Make sure you are subscribed to the Guerrilla Sports YouTube, where you'll find coverage for the NHL, the NBA, the NFL, all things sports, really. We have our daily Guerrilla Sports shows where we talk just daily sports news for 30 minutes in the morning. So lots to offer. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube, as well as following the Twitter account on Twitter. Guerrilla Sports on Twitter. Give them a follow because you can stream all of our shows and our lives through there. So thank you. This has been another Hoops Your Daddy episode where I am very excited about Russell Westbrook potentially joining Denver. Hopefully now you are too. Fingers crossed it happens. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you soon. Bye.